Let's delve into a review of Perry's Steakhouse. Firstly, the bread was satisfactory, fluffy, but unremarkable. Moving on to the lobster bisque, it boasted of richness and creaminess, although the portion of lobster was sparse. Meanwhile, my friend the Frog's French onion soup stole the show with its generous cheese and onion topping. As for the main course, I indulged in a 14-ounce New York strip, which came with an additional charge of $16.
Oh, really?
Cooked to perfection, it showcased a delightful pink hue throughout and a flavorful crust. Accompanying mashed potatoes lacked seasoning, and the absence of graving was a bit surprising. Grilled vegetables were tender, yet the carrots were slightly undercooked. Dessert, which was presented as a trio, left something to be desired. While the pumpkin cake was decent, the lemon cake had a crunchy crust, and the chocolate mousse cake was hard as a rock. At $105, the overall experience fell short of expectations. Perhaps sticking to Outback or opting for Costco's prime steaks. I checked out Katie's Dumpling for some Chinese food, and let me tell you, the vibes were promising right from the decor. I opted for some beef dumplings, decent considering I usually find beef too dense, but these were okay, not stellar. My friend, a non-pork eater, influenced my choice, so don't blame me. Now onto Old Beijing noodles, visually reminiscent of, that Korean Chinese dish called jjajangmyeon, but it did deliver a different experience. More like beef and noodles with a soy sauce hint than the classic jjajangmyeon, but surprisingly good. Honestly, I would order it again. Although I do wish if the noodles were hand wrote, because these were low-key like udon noodles. Meanwhile, my friend the Frog ordered mapo tofu, which was a winner. The Szechuan peppercorn brought a delightful heat, elevating the whole dish. If you're lucky enough to live near an H-Mart, you probably know about the little food court they often have. Hungry after grocery shopping, I decided to give it a try. I opted for a tonkatsu, but it's quite different from the Japanese version. Korean tonkatsu is typically pounded thin and can be quite large, sometimes referred to as wang tonkatsu or king tonkatsu. However, I must admit, I generally prefer the Japanese ones. The one in front of me is a bit lackluster and you can barely taste the pork. On the other hand, my friend the Frog ordered a sundubu jjigae. This extra soft tofu dish is a spicy gochujang based broth, and it was much more satisfying. It was piping hot and paired perfectly with a bowl of rice. If I had to choose one between the two, I would choose the sundubu jjigae for sure. Overall, it's pretty good. It's your standard food at a food court at a grocery store. Better late than never, so, let's dive into the Christmas market experience in Chicago. Now, this market offered a range of stores from German delights to unexpected anime merchandise, quite a mix. Feeling nostalgic for my summer in Germany, I had a craving for currywurst and luckily I found a spot serving it. My friend opted for a sausage-infused soup. Here's the kicker, both dishes set us back around $15. Pricey, but hey, it's the Christmas market, right? The currywurst was decent. The sausage was boiled, lacking the satisfying crispiness. The curry sauce, while flavorful, was a tad too watery compared to the German originals. On the other side, the soup played the unexpected card. Picked Chef Boyardee, meaning a ketchupy barbecue sauce with delightful sausage bits for added flair. Now, the big question, was this experience worth just shy of $30? Personally, no. What are your thoughts on it? Craving a late night taco fix, I kicked things off with perfectly salted chips and a strangely sweet margarita, setting the stage for the main event, 4 tantalizing tacos. First up, the fish taco, a crispy delight that's best enjoyed fresh and hot. The fish was flavorful, hitting the spot just right. Next up on the line was the carne asada taco. Thick slices of perfectly charred meat made for a savory experience that left me more than satisfied. Moving on to the chicken taco, it turned out to be my least favorite, a simple grilled chicken breast with taco seasoning, something I could whip up at home. Saving the best for last, the al pastor taco that stole the show. Grilled to perfection with a mix of crispy and juicy bits of meat. It was an explosion of flavors that made it my new favorite. Late night taco cravings definitely satisfied. I ventured into Wild Bao, touted as the potential Panda Express killer, and decided to give it a try. I ordered an array of dishes to get the full experience: chicken fried rice, dumplings, teriyaki chicken, and of course, 2 bao buns. Starting with the bao buns, the teriyaki chicken filled one was incredibly sweet, and the spicy pork bun had like the same sweetness and not too salty of a flavor. While the filling was decent, the sweetness was really a letdown. Moving on to the teriyaki chicken over rice, it was a disappointment. The teriyaki paste felt more like mashed chicken, and the dish was overly, gingery, missing the mark on genuine chicken texture. Fortunately, the steamed dumplings stood out as the highlight, soft, flavorful, and complemented by a unique soy sauce blend of soy, vinegar, and some spicy peppers. The fried rice, however, was a mixed bag. I could tell the fried rice was really old. The chicken was tough and the rice seemed stale. Do you guys remember Nando's? Nando's used to be, the top hip restaurant. Anyways, it's been a while, so I decided to check it out again. Kicking off with the grilled halloumi cheese, a bit pricey at $8 for not so many sticks, but taste-wise, it was on point. Salty and squeaky, complemented by the OK chili jam. For the main course, I went all in with the whole chicken at the extra hot level. Surprisingly, the extra hot wasn't overpowering, but rather offered a pleasant vinegary kick. The smokiness from the char added a nice touch, making it well cooked and flavorful. I also ventured into their new wings, smothered in this sweet barbecue sauce. It leaned a bit too sweet for my liking, but the ranch did a commendable job cutting through that sweetness. And let's not forget the french fries, a consistent delight at Nando's. Crispy, well seasoned, and a highlight of the meal. Nando's still kind of has it. On a whimsical day, I decided to splurge on breakfast, exploring a spot with an enticing menu. Opting for the Eggs Benedict with smoked salmon, the dish was pretty good. The velvety smoked salmon added a layer of brininess, perfectly complementing the richness of the hollandaise sauce. Following the flavorful start, I ventured into the chorizo hash. Despite it being cold, even with it on a skillet, which I found very ironic, the dish showcased remarkable seasoning, offering a tantalizing spiciness that heightened the overall experience. However, the shakshuka was a bit of a letdown. The unseasoned tomato base failed to excite the taste buds, and even with a poached egg, it lacked the anticipated flavor. Would not recommend it, but overall, it was an okay breakfast spot. Let me introduce you to one of my absolute favorite burger joints. Now, don't get me wrong, the rest of the menu is pretty standard bar fare. Take these nachos for example. They're loaded with sour cream, and instead of your traditional taco meat, they use chopped up burger meat. But let's not dwell on the nachos because the real star of the show is this burger right here. Just feast your eyes on this plate. For less than $20, you get a mouth-watering burger and a generous serving of fries. Speaking of fries, they're absolutely spot on. My friend the Frog opted for some truffle parmesan fries, and let me tell you, they had that unmistakable truffle funk. As for me, I went the Cajun fries, and they were perfectly fried to crispy perfection. But let's talk about the burger itself. I ordered their namesake burger, and let me tell you, it's a thing of beauty. The patty is thick, like 1 to 2 inches thick, and it's smothered in gooey cheese. And can we take a moment to appreciate that perfectly toasted pretzel bun? It's the stuff burger dreams are made of. I ventured into Chubby's Hot Chicken, lured in by the name, and boy, was it a chicken haven. From Nashville hot chicken sandwiches to loaded jalapeno cheese and chicken fries, they've got it all. Starting with the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, it was phenomenal. The bun, I swear, was like 99% butter, and the chicken was thick and satisfying. The only hiccup was the double tender setup, making each bite a bit tricky. The regular crinkle cut fries were paired with a house sauce, essentially a Thousand Island variant. Decent, but the loaded fries with cheese, chicken tenders, and soggy fries might appeal more to a specific taste. Their wings at the highest spice level were unexpectedly more cinnamon sweet than spicy, an intriguing twist, not exactly the fiery kick anticipated. Chubby's is a mixed bag, but if you're into rich, buttery buns and unique flavor combos, I think it's worth a visit.